Hello and welcome to MC Unhinged. That song you just heard is our new intro song brought to you by Lucas_MP3 on Twitter.
What's so funny,
I
Shawn?
that right. Yeah, Shawn's losing.
That's our cool new theme song. What's so funny?
I took a sip of my water right as Tyler introduced the episode, and then I started to laugh. And then I started to laugh harder because I was really trying not to spit the water out. I'm okay. Hi, guys.
The peak of professionalism. Hi. How you doing?
It's just the way he introduces it always makes me laugh, and I shouldn't have taken a sip of water.
Then why do you take a sip of water?
Because he was being silent. I didn't know when he was going to start it. I was like, I have a second to take a sip. And then it's like he can see me. As soon as I did it, he was like, hello and welcome to
You know that you just
MCUnhinged.
can't take a drink while we're recording because this man could go welcome and then spend an hour and a half in silence just sitting there waiting, watching for the right fucking moment.
Anyways, hi guys.
Welcome to MC Unhinged, aka MCUnhinged, or the opposite if you're feeling feisty. I don't know.
What, unhinged Mac? What is the opposite of Mac and hinged?
No, the opposite way. You can McUnhinged and then or MC Unhinged.
We're saying the name of the podcast, Shawn. How hard is
Why
that?
are you gaslighting me?
None of that matters because
Gaslighters of the Galaxy. Let's go.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's
better
an
than
episode
Guardians
name.
of the Galaxy, but we can talk about that at the end. But your host, Tyler Rib. And with me, as usual, I can never do this alone. It's ooh child. It's Shawn AFK.
Ooh, Chad, that bitch
I
is
wasn't
dead.
ready for this. He got so close to his mic when he started. I just heard him go. I just heard him go, ah!
And last but not least, it's if you like Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, it's Shibuya Gato.
Fuck yeah, it is. Let's go. That one was completely unexpected. Holy shit.
Did you plan this, Tyler?
Today we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Answer my question.
No, it's funnier if we don't know. It's funnier if nobody knows if people end it.
So, watch this movie over the course of the week. Pretty good.
I don't know how you do that. Just watch the movie, Tyler.
I gotta take notes.
Do you realize how much shit he has to write down during the movie?
I know.
He's never just
That's
watching
true.
the movie.
That's true.
Yeah, I have to actually recap it. I don't get the luxury of just enjoying a movie.
It takes you like four days to get through one of these movies, though. That's so long.
Yeah, because they have to clip every time they say the word damn.
I know, you're right, actually.
I do.
That's true. Every time they...
Actually, that part's really easy. But all the notes I have to take in between that is the hard part. Then I get distracted, like very easily, like just on a whim.
Oh, I feel that.
I'll go down like a Google search rabbit hole just for no reason. But that's neither here nor there. How did you guys like the movie? Before we get into the nitty gritty.
Movie fun. That's my official stance on the matter.
Movie great. One of my favorite movies of all time, to be honest. I love this movie.
So, Guardians of the Galaxy. It came out in 2014. It is 2 hours and 1 minute. Directed by James Gunn. Written by James Gunn and Nicole Perlman. Has a budget of $232.3 million. Has a box office of $772,776,600 worldwide, with a 43.1 domestic and a 56.9 international split. It has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics and audiences. An 8 out of 10 on IMDb and an 88 on Google.
And yes, if in case anybody's thinking it, we know written and directed by the current co-head of DC Film. If we might talk about that at the end, I'm not sure, but we're aware as of the time of this recording.
Kind of funny.
Kind of funny.
That's my official stance on the matter.
Someone's gonna do it.
That's true. Also, important news, breaking from Twitter.
Oh?
Tomorrow, there will be a Groot-like tree extraterrestrial reported running around in Connecticut. I noticed the date like a minute after I looked at this, and I was like, what the fuck? It's the 26th? I don't know why this is killing me. This is really funny. A Groot-like tree extraterrestrial. Pay attention.
Apparently. What did they see? I love that meme format, by the way. What did they see?
What was he cooking?
Yeah.
What was he cooking?
He was cooking the MCUnhinged meal.
What's in the MCUnhinged meal now that you've said it, Shawn?
I don't remember. I think we said back in episode 1, I don't remember what it is.
Shit, did we?
Okay.
Oh, God.
We've had this
We
conversation
had a whole conversation
beforehand.
about it.
Fuck,
Yeah.
no. We're in
It's
a
been a
time
while.
loop. Oh, God.
I like that this group chat is still called MCUnhinged tentative title.
Yeah, I think that really adds to the charm.
I mean, it could still change. You know, you never know.
Yeah, like what? 12 episodes in now? It could absolutely change.
Yeah. It's still early.
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts before I get into this plot? This PLOT.
Why'd you spell it out?
Why not?
All right, fair enough.
It's weird how they put Mario in this movie.
It is
Don't
pretty
fucking
crazy.
please.
I still haven't seen that trailer, and if I'm lucky, I will never see that trailer. I don't care.
Somebody's now gonna
Kinda
kidnap
based.
you and force you
It's
to
kinda
watch
based.
it, like as
Cool.
some sort of terrible torture.
Cool. Put me in a reclining chair, give me popcorn, give me soda, and I'll be
The
cool.
preview for this episode is just going to be
Popcorn.
the Mario trailer.
Joke's on you, autoplays off on Twitter.
Some popcorn, some sodies, and and Chris Pratt as Mario.
Yeah.
Okay, I wonder where you were going with that.
I was hoping you were just gonna keep talking.
No. I want to hear you out.
Please don't.
All right. So we open on Earth, 1988. The year Die Hard. Big. Beetlejuice. A young Peter Quill sits in the hospital listening to his Sony Walkman. His grandfather comes up and tells him that his mom wants to speak to him. She's clearly dying of cancer. This is not a question.
Clearly?
Clearly.
Okay.
But she asked him why he was fighting with the other boys at school. And he says that he was protecting the frog. That ain't done nothing. You know, they're squishing it with a stick. She says he looks like his dad, who was an angel, composed of pure light. Meredith Quill, his mom, has a present for him. He can open it when she's gone. And his grandpa will take care of him until his dad comes back. She asks him to take her hand, but he doesn't.
Oof.
He doesn't want to say goodbye. But she passes before he can, so. Skill issue. He runs into the field.
A QTE fail.
Oh no! What a fucking way to start your movie, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a lot. We're coping with humor because it's really fucked up and sad, actually.
It's really heartbreaking.
So he cries and he runs into the field that's behind the hospital, and he gets abducted by a spaceship. And he's screaming for his mom. And that's when we get the Marvel logo. It's a cold open.
Whoa, a cold open. We don't get a lot of those.
26 years later, on an abandoned planet of Morag, we see a weird spaceman.
Hold on. Sorry. 26 years later?
Yeah.
Wait, how old is Peter Quill?
26 minus however old he was when he was abducted.
Minus?
No, plus.
Plus, yeah.
I would assume he's like mid-30s.
Dude, I thought he was way younger than that. I was like, the only way to explain how this man acts is he must be like mid to late 20s.
Have you heard the phrase man-child?
Yeah, I just didn't realize how
He's
how
never
accurate
addressed his
it was.
trauma. He is a man-child.
I didn't realize how accurate it was until you said 26 years later. I was like, wait a second, what?
I mean, yeah, he got abducted in 1988, and this is 2014.
That's crazy, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So we see this weird spaceman walking on this planet using some kind of holographic map to look for something. He takes off his mask to reveal Mario of the Super Mario Brothers.
Or the guy from
AKA
Jurassic World, if you're
Or
nasty.
Chris Pratt.
Or the guy from Parks
mean-
and Rec, if you like humor.
I mean Owen Grady?
Why'd you say it like that? Wait, which one is Owen?
That's Chris Pratt.
In what? wait, which one is he Owen?
I'm pretty sure that's
Jurassic World.
Is
World.
it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Owen Grady.
I love that movie. I had no idea what his name was. I just like when he rides the motorcycle with the dinosaurs. I hope he does that again in Guardians 3.
I have
That'd
to
be
look it up for
awesome
a
if
joke
he summoned the
later on.
raptors and did the
I've never seen those
cross-cultural
movies.
shit.
Yeah.
So Chris Pratt, Peter Quill, he puts on his headphones and listens to some music while he dances and sings with these little creatures and gets this weird orb item.
What
I
a
love
tonal
tonal
shift,
whiplash.
dude. Yeah.
This is the Guardians of the Galaxy.
But I think it perfectly encapsulates in the first 10 minutes the tone of this entire franchise,
Yeah.
which is it's really funny. It's very exciting and fun, and there's lots of good jokes, and it's a little silly, and also it will rip inside your chest, open up your heart, cut it into a ton of little pieces, scatter them all over the globe like the Dragon Balls, and then leave you to die.
Damn, dude. Who hurt you?
This movie.
I
And
know.
the next one.
Hey. Yeah, I was gonna say this movie ain't shit. If you want to talk about emotional fucking trauma, but yeah,
Probably the next one too.
no, the next one
3.
hurts worse.
Yeah.
The next one made me fucking weep by the end scene.
No, I meant the third one is in the next one. My bad.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I agree. I think the opening of this movie is just a perfect encapsulation of what you're in for with the Guardians as a whole, because it's just a bunch of fucked up people coming together and trying to make something of their lives and be happy despite everything they've gone through without even really addressing half of what they fucking gone through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there is a lot of unresolved trauma in Guardians. It's so
There is.
fucked up.
There is no therapy for these people.
Yeah, Therapant.
Not yet.
Therapant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. This is also the point where I wrote down that the IMAX version on Disney Plus of this is awesome. The landscape shots on the planet in the rain and stuff look awesome when it cuts to the bigger ratio.
Oh yeah.
I love that Disney Plus has these IMAX versions for the later films.
So other ships pull up, and they look a lot more menacing. So Peter takes the item and is immediately held at gunpoint by the people who just rolled up. They ask him who he is and how he knows about this item. And, he's being held at gunpoint. Like, Ninja Turtle, you better stop poking me. It's kind of a lot of the references he knows. They say Ronan may have questions for him, but Peter says they might know him as another name, Star-Lord. And then we get one of my favorite MCU memes. Who?
I remember watching that in the trailer for the first time and being like, oh, okay. I feel like, because that's how the first trailer, I'm pretty sure, opened. And that was for a lot of people, including myself, the very first introduction to these characters, to Peter Quill, to the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I remember Star-Lord. Who? And then, the trailer goes into, and you get the tone of the movie, but it's always stuck with me.
It's a really good bit, especially considering he's fucking Chris Pratt trying to claim that he's this cool space outlaw, and it's nah, you're typecast as hell, dude. Get the fuck out of here with that cool name.
Yeah, and the guy Korath, who does the gunpoint holding, surprisingly, not the last time we're gonna see him.
No.
Yeah.
He's going to show up again in Captain Marvel and Shazam.
Okay, but we're not.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm glad.
Yeah, but I
I'm glad
don't-
somebody else addressed that he's the Shazam guy.
he's also an Aquaman.
Is he?
Yeah,
Shit.
What's he doing in Aquaman?
he's the voice of one of the fish people, one of the kings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little weird, but okay.
Yeah.
So he gets fed up, and he incinerates the two guards behind him, knocks down Korath, runs for his ship, and he stalls a bunch of other guards with gravity wells and shit. And then he gets in the ship, drives away, but then he gets hit with a water geyser. And his ship's going out of control. It's spinning around, but he stabilizes it. Don't worry about it. And out comes from underneath the deck. It's Barit. It's a lady.
Oh no!
Who he forgot was here. And she's wearing the same shirt that he was wearing when he got abducted.
How does she fit in that?
I guess it was a big shirt. It was the 80s,
I don't think bigger shirts were a thing for 8-year-olds in the 80s, but sure.
Maybe she's just like really small and there's perspective going on. Who knows? You know, it's one of the many unanswered mysteries of the MCU.
Truly one of the most important mysteries. How's she fit in that shirt, though?
It'll come back in Secret Wars. Just you wait.
Oh, I can feel it, yeah.
So-
They gotta address this shit. Feige, where's the
So-
lore?
Yeah.
Feige. So Peter gets a call from Yondu, played by Michael Rooker.
The
that he
racist
doesn't want
guy
to
from
answer.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I love him.
I thought you were gonna say the racist
Merle?
guy and end the sentence there. Jesus Christ.
No.
I got scared for a minute.
No. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about that. I don't think.
So he,
I'm God future proofing in case something comes out.
Just in case. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't think so.
not yet at least, as of October 26, 2022, we are unsure whether he's actually racist or not.
Leaning towards not.
Hoping
But-
on
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
never being sure.
I hear he's really sweet, but you never know.
You never know.
So he doesn't want to answer the call, but Reed answers it anyways. Yondu, he's on Morag, and there's no orb. There's no Peter Quill. They're arguing about this deal, and we learn that Yondu is the one who picked up Peter on Earth, and they put a bounty of 40k units on Peter's head. And here we get Kraglin, played by Shawn Gunn. This one guy's mad. He's like, I told you, when you picked up that kid, you should deliver them like we were hired to do. He was cargo. And Yondu's like, maybe I'm being soft on you, you bitch.
You
When I
bitch.
get Peter, I'll kill him myself. You know, stuff like that. You know how Yondu is.
Yeah.
Classic Yondu.
So, on a Kree warship called the Dark Aster, Ronan the Accuser comes out of his dark bath full of blood
Yeah.
and gets dirt thrown on him for some. It's a weird ritual.
All
I don't
right.
know I don't know what the dirt's about.
I started this off by saying that this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I have to admit, Ronan kind of sucks. Kind of
Okay.
really not a whole lot there. I don't think he's like the worst MCU villain because I think at least his motives are clear and I can follow them, even though he's kind of
I mean, yeah, he won't stop telling you his motive.
Yeah. Like he's not like wet cardboard where I don't really know why he's doing what he's doing, like Malekith or whatever.
Maybe because he's actually racist.
No, he is actually racist. They talk about that a lot in this movie. But the stuff around him is really cool. Like the way they shoot him, especially this opening scene, they make him very imposing and very creepy. And who plays him? I can't think of the.
Lee Pace.
Thank you, Lee Pace.
Pace.
I think does a very good job, even though he's really not given like anything to work with.
I hate his eyes. I hate his eyes so much.
For how nothing the character is, Lee Pace kills it. But Lee Pace
Yeah.
kills it in most shit that I see him in.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
this is
yeah.
basically to be expected.
Yeah.
So he gets this dirt thrown on him and eye paint. It's kind of wild that he does this every day, I think.
I think.
He gives a speech about obeying the ancient laws of the Kree while getting ready to execute a member of the Xandarian Nova Corps. You'll never rule Xandar. No, I will cure it!
Oh, damn.
And then
Hey.
he kills the guy.
For future mobile games where Ronan the Accuser appears, Tyler is available to do voice work, as
That's
you just heard.
I am Ronan,
See, he could do it pretty
the
well.
accuser!
Okay, stop. You added a little bit of an accent on that other one.
It's fine.
Don't do that.
He needs a warm up.
Yeah.
It's me. Hello there, it's me, Ronan, the accuser.
There you go. See, exactly
that
what you
was-
need, Marvel.
That's what you need.
Lee Pace, watch the fuck out.
Can you do Thranduil as well from The Hobbit? He's
Who? Who is that?
he's Legolas's dad. He's also played by Lee Pace.
I don't know who that. How could I know their dad if I don't know who that?
You don't
person
know
is
who
either?
Legolas is either?
Oh, Legolas. That's not what I heard.
Oh, I might have said it weird. Anyways, this is Thranduil.
So after the execution,
I
Nebula,
think you could voice
played
him.
by
I think you could voice
Karen
him.
Gillan, she shows up to inform him of Korath's return, and Korath says, "Hey, this Star-Lord guy, he's got the orb, and he's gonna give it to the broker, but we don't have the orb because we fucked up." Nebula and Gamora played by Zoe Saldana.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the room too. They're also here in this cutscene.
This cutscene.
This cutscene. Oh my god.
You've been playing
Ronan
too much
promised-
Gotham Knights.
We're also not addressing that Nebula's played by Karen Gillan yet, or
That's what I said. I said it.
you said Zoe Saldana.
No, I said Nebula as well. I said her first. When Shawn posted that picture, that's when I said it.
Ah. Must have missed it.
Speaking of the picture, anybody who knows who Thranduil is, I want you to then imagine Tyler with the hair. I think he'd be perfect. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
So Ronan promised Thanos that he'd get the orb for him, and then Thanos will destroy Xandar in return. Sounds like a pretty basic deal. Ronan asked Nebula to go to Xandar to get the orb, but Gamora insists that she goes instead because she knows the area. They're both daughters of Thanos, though. Ronan sends Gamora instead. You will not fail. Have I ever? I don't know, Gamora. We just met you.
Yeah, I feel like this scene is a little heavy on the exposition, trying to get introduced to a bunch of characters. I think this is the scene you feel it the most, where Nebula doesn't really talk like a real person. In this scene, she's kind of like, me, the daughter of Thanos, like my sister, Gamora, also the daughter of Thanos. We will do what we must for you. Like, it's a little weird. This is the only time in the movie where I was like, okay.
Ronan said, I can go. Don't speak for me.
It's like, okay, we're having a little bit of a rough time getting all these character introductions in, but once we do, we're good. We're good and we're dandy.
Considering how many new people they have to introduce,
It's
how many new
difficult.
concepts,
Yeah.
and how well the rest of them go comparatively,
Yeah.
I think this is forgivable.
Yeah, definitely forgivable. Forgivable. I think I messed it up.
So on Xandar, Rocket Raccoon, voiced by Bradley Cooper, and Groot, voiced by Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Still insane.
Which apparently Vin Diesel, this isn't like a paycheck. According to everything that everybody's like said about him recording the lines, like he actually goes all out with he's never on set obviously, but he goes all out with like I am Groot's,
Yeah, he recorded like a lot of different variations of all the words, and also all the variations in other languages as well.
Yeah, he doesn't just show up and be like, I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. All right, I'll take $3 million now. Like he puts his he puts his Diesel Lucy into it.
So Rocket and Groot are people watching while they look for someone with a bounty on their head. Like, can you believe they call us criminals when he's assaulting us with that haircut?
I have to give context to the listeners. Shibuya just said to me for a second, but in our chat, I just see Diesel Ussy? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
I have a dog barking in the back
Yeah.
that I cannot fucking stop, and I'm
Yeah, it's
hearing
all right.
Diesel Lucy, and I'm losing my goddamn mind.
Yeah.
You can hear the dog right now, very briefly. I'm trying to
okay.
keep this audio clean for Tyler. I'm so sorry.
That's
So
all right. I
we
just
also
wanted
get
context.
our Stan Lee cameo here. He's chatting up an attractive woman, and Rocket calls him a Class A prevert.
Yeah, he just says some words funny like, You never heard it like that?
I don't know. I feel like I've heard prevert before, not from Rocket.
He just
So
said
Peter-
it. What do you mean?
From other people, Shawn.
but you've never heard him say it before? I mean, you've seen the movie.
Shawn, why are you being obtuse?
That's a big word.
Is it?
Not really. It was like a slight, kind of. Like there was a little. I was throwing a little shade.
Why? Why is it a slight? You
Let's
want to
throw
get
a
here
little-
on the podcast? You want to talk about this on the podcast, Shawn?
I'm just
Why
saying.
why is it a slight?
You say like you talk about not being able to read a lot. I'm just saying that was a big word for you. I'm proud of you.
Okay. Maybe Shawn's hanging out with Michael Rooker.
Whoa!
Maybe
Whoa!
Maybe Shawn's hanging out with Michael
Whoa.
Rooker and Ronan
I'm
the
sorry.
Accuser.
What in the fuck?
Whoa! Don't bring Michael Rooker into this.
Yeah, leave Michael Rooker out of
Yeah.
this. Holy shit.
Just
Yeah.
wait till 2023.
You-
when we can.
Hey, bud, you realize that if it comes out in 2023, that's actually a thing. That's gonna be insane.
Which
right?
it probably won't.
I'm
It
a
probably won't
prophet.
because
I'm hoping not.
Michael Rooker's probably a very cool person. Just making sure everybody knows that.
This is a bad bit we've concocted. We really need to stop.
This is your fault, Shawn.
What is it?
So Peter takes the orb to the broker, who refuses to take it after Peter mentions being attacked by someone named Ronan, or he brings Ronan up at least. He says that Ronan is a Kree fanatic who's outraged by the treaty and won't stop until Xandarian culture is wiped from existence. The deal is off. Outside, Gamora, snacking on some kind of fruit, is asks him what happened, and Peter tries to put the moves on her. But she has him right where she wants him. She fucking kicks him and takes the orb and tries to run, but he throws like a little thing at her and it trips her up. You know, they start fighting on the ground and stuff, but right before she stabs him, she's gonna stab him.
Yeah.
She's like, I didn't want it to go this way. She gets tackled by Rocket while Groot has to put Peter in the bag, but he grabs Gamora instead. You know, learn genders, man.
Yeah, Groot.
Yeah, Groot. You asexual man.
I mean, yeah, I would hope so. He's a tree.
So more fighting and one upping.
I don't have questions
ensues.
actually. I'm gonna
No questions.
no questions actually.
You don't have any questions about Groot?
I'm okay.
Okay, and last chance.
Maybe later.
Okay, so a lot of people one upping. We're just showing how they all kind of adapt to whatever they're doing right now. But eventually, they're arrested by the Nova Corps after Gamora chops off Groot's arms.
I really love this sequence because it just proves that, Peter Quill is my favorite Chris Pratt role because he's just so pathetic. He's just, throughout this entire, there's something so silly and pathetic about Peter Quill that I love so much. There's a scene when they're fighting where he's in the bag and Gamora's getting into the bag and she opens it and it's like peekaboo. Peter's just lying there with his gun and he shoots her. And I don't know why it's so funny to me, but in my head I heard peekaboo as it opened.
And then he takes the orb and he's like jumping out of the bag.
Yeah.
And he gets stunned by Rocket.
And one of my favorite, it's a great shot where he picks up this gun and the camera's pretty tight on Rocket. And as the gun expands and gets bigger, the camera keeps pulling out to include the rest of the gun. And it's very good.
So they get arrested by the Nova Corps. One of the men arresting Quill is Corpseman Day, played by John C. Reilly.
Yo!
John C. Reilly jump scare. I forgot he was in this fucking movie at all.
Jump scare?
Yeah, because I was like, what the fuck? Why is John C. Reilly here?
I really...
I'm not upset about it. I like John C. Reilly, but I didn't expect it.
I really like him in this movie, too.
Yeah. He's just fun. It's a small cameo and it's fun.
Yeah.
So, at the Nova HQ, Nova Prime, played by Glenn Close.
Glenn Close jump scare right now. John C.
As
Reilly.
well.
As Cruella DeVille.
Yeah.
I also was like, is that fucking Glenn Close?
I squinted and I was like, what the fuck, James?
What are you doing here?
What was he cooking?
What is he cooking?
It's the funniest.
Mrs. Cloak, a cloak?
Mrs. Cloak.
Mrs. Cloak.
Anyways.
That's what she wants the Dalmatians.
You know what?
Mrs. Cloak.
Oh no. My bit was bad anyways. Let's just move on.
Nova Prime is asking a Kree leader to at least make a statement condemning Ronan's actions, but they're like, hey man, that's your problem. And then he hangs up. And then we kind of run through our four main characters here. We got Gamora, surgically modified and trained as a living weapon, the adopted daughter of the Mad Titan Thanos. Recently, Thanos lent her and her sister Nebula out to Ronan.
How do they know that?
Hey man, I don't know. Rocket. Subject 89P13 calls itself Rocket, the result of illegal genetic and cybernetic experiments on a lower life form. Groot. They call it Groot, a humanoid plant that's been traveling recently as Rocket's personal houseplant / muscle. And Star-Lord, although the little thing on the side says Space Lord. Peter Jason Quill from Terra, raised from youth by a band of mercenaries called the Ravagers, led by Yondu Udonta. And then here's where we get the funny bit where he's flipping them off and he's like, "Whoa, sorry, I didn't know what this thing did."
It's funny. I'm pretty sure in the trailer that is censored.
Yes,
Probably,
it is.
yeah.
It's funny.
I remember that vividly because that trailer would play constantly.
In this scene, first of all, this scene is really good at introducing the main cast. But second of all, James Gunn is a master at hiding things. In his movies and TV shows, in like things you wouldn't notice. I'm pretty sure, right? In this scene when they're talking about Peter, isn't there a DNA reading or something playing in the side that is like kind of going a little crazy? Like it's showing that something is wrong. I'm pretty sure there's a DNA
probably.
reading and then it's flashing with like a warning sign or
I mean,
something
there
afterwards.
probably is.
I wasn't paying enough attention.
I was looking because I was pretty sure that was a thing that's in the corner of that scene when he pops up. But like there's other
They're gonna
stuff.
bring it up later, so
Yeah. But there's other
Yeah.
stuff too. I just wanted to bring up like how he hides stuff in, especially the Guardians movies. Famously, there's an Easter egg in these two movies that has never been found. At least he said he's never seen somebody figure it out.
I'm sure somebody
like
has,
Mortal
and
Kombat.
it's just been an account that's too small for him to see.
Yeah, but it's like the coordinates have hidden messages in them. Like there's a lot in this movie and in the second one as well that he hides in it.
So everyone gets transported to the kill. And there, Rocket says that he's broken out of 22 prisons, and that Quill is lucky Gamora showed up, otherwise they'd be collecting the bounty on his head. Quill said that he's not going to be taken down by a tree and a raccoon, but Rocket doesn't know what a raccoon is. Gamora chimes in, but Rocket says that her talk is cheap, coming from the lackey of a genocidal maniac. And Gamora says that she was going to betray Ronan and had an agreement to sell it to a third party. Star-Lord thinks Groot is saying the same thing every time, but Rocket tells him, well, he don't know talking good like me and you. Neither do I, apparently. So his vocabularistics is limited to I and am and Groot exclusively in that order. And then this is where Peter sees a guard using his Walkman and yells at him to put it away, but he gets tased for it. Like a lot. Like more than twice.
Yeah.
Then he gets doused in his orange liquid, and here's where I remember the shot of his fucking buff ass abs. And I'm like, damn, Andy from Parks and Rec, really jacked now.
Yeah, he fucking worked out.
You know, they even, I mean, do you know they didn't require him to do that? You know, they're like, hey man, we just kind of wanted you to be funny, but if you're gonna fucking jack out for this, you know what, jack out's not a good term.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
If you want,
You could have said something
bulk up
worse.
for this.
What do you
bulk
say?
up for this.
What do you
Even
say?
Better. I'm trying to jack out on Shawn, dude.
What? Anyways,
yeah. You want to move on now, huh?
well, I also for you guys, I posted an image of what I was talking about in the interrogation scene. Anyways, yeah, you can move on though.
So we get a lot of prisoners threatening Gamora for who she is as the daughter of Thanos and a goon of Ronan. And she says, whatever nightmares the future holds are dreams compared to what's behind me. Very emo, but I do like the quote.
Yeah,
but she's fitting. She's been through some shit.
as
like
we will find
genetically
out.
modified hits harder knowing what you know about Nebula. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
So I only noticed that some of these guys are like Mogadorians from my number 4. Like they really don't, but
What?
they kind of do. It's like an alien race. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Shit.
Real ones will
I haven't
know.
seen that movie in a hot minute. I may have to go back and watch that.
It's a pretty decent movie. I also read the book like maybe earlier this year.
Yeah, I
Includes
remember
the
reading the book in
sequel.
like early high school, and that movie was so mid, but Timothy Oliphant killed it.
Oh, he's
He
so
did.
amazing.
He's really good.
I love
He's
him.
so good.
So a big blue prisoner comes out, voiced by Nathan Fillion.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
What in
Yeah.
the fuck?
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Shit, dude.
So he comes up and says he's gonna go to town on Star-Lord. But don't worry, Groot shoves his fingers up his nose and lifts him in the air.
Hell
While Rocket
yeah.
makes a lot of things clear. You know, this is our booty. He's with us. After more people berate Gamora's side of her cell, we see a shot of Drax, played by Dave Bautista.
Yo.
Yo.
He's sitting below. All the men are sleeping in a big pile, while a bunch of the prisoners take Gamora to the showers to kill her, because it's easier to clean.
Yeah.
Star-Lord hears a commotion and goes to check it out, and Rocket is worried about what he's doing. As they're about to slit her throat, Drax, the Destroyer, comes in. Ronan murdered Drax's wife and daughter where they stood. He wants to be the one to kill Gamora. Her life is not yours to take. Gamora says that she's their only hope at stopping Ronan, but Drax isn't having it. He kind of chokes her against the wall. When Star-Lord comes in to talk Drax down and tries to save Gamora, even though she tried to kill him, obviously he's not holding a grudge for obvious reasons.
He is jacking out for Gamora very clearly.
God,
it is evident.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Look, if you're going to imply what it means, then I'm going to fucking use it.
Oh, God.
Same, Star-Lord. Same, dude.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
It is Zoe Saldana. She is attractive.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
So he showed... I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason that Jake Sully in Avatar... betrayed the human race for her.
Who?
Jake Sully in Avatar.
Who is that?
The wheelchair guy, the main man. Jake Sully.
Jake Sully.
In what?
Avatar.
What's that?
Come on.
The movie.
Who?
The movie Avatar.
What?
All right, let me rephrase. It's fucked up that Spock broke up with her in Star Trek. It's so fucked up.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
she was. Yeah.
She was in so many fucking big movies in the early mid 2000s. It's insane.
Fucking.
I forgot about that. I forgot she was in those movies.
Yeah, she was a horror.
Yeah.
So, Peter shows some scars from a Rajat girl who stabbed him with a fork, a Kree girl who tried to rip out his throat after catching him with an Oscavarian. But the point is that Gamora betrayed Ronan, and when he comes after her, Drax can take him out. He does the little, the kill gesture. Why would I put my finger on his throat? It's an expression.
Well, I guess we'll see as we go through the rest of these movies. I look, to be fair, it's been a long time since I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I remember them playing Drax up way harder in the next one and not really liking it. But I feel like in this movie, he's perfect in terms of when he's kind of threatening and badass and he's just a moron.
I think that's a problem.
I think it's just because he has more lines.
Mm-hmm.
They give him way more to say later on.
I mean, partially that, but I also think Marvel does have a problem with taking a character trait that's established and just exaggerating it beyond recognition in future films.
Yeah.
Just because, that's what the fans know. That's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember Drax being too much, just on this side of too much in Guardians 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not looking forward to that. But I think here, minus the one big thing that they kind of had to do for plot reasons, I think he's good.
Yeah, I really like him in this.
So Drax eventually complies, but he does keep the guy's knife. I like your knife. I'm keeping it.
Yeah, see, that
Hell
shit
yeah.
is so funny.
That was my favorite knife.
And also
Tough
Drax
shit. Drax the Destroyer wants your fucking knife.
Drax works so well because of everybody around him.
Yeah.
Being like, what the fuck?
It's two quippy dipshits, a tree, and a woman, and Drax. And it works.
Yeah.
Andy says that he kept Gamora alive because she knows where to sell the orb. And her seller was buying for 4 billion units. This is her chance to get away from Thanos and Ronan. She says if she frees them, she'll split the profit evenly between Quill, Rocket, and herself. But Groot wants in on the action too. It's a 4-way split. The Other is back from Avengers.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Not for long.
He tells Ronan that Gamora was going to betray him and that his partnership with Thanos is at risk. It's time for a little one-to-one meeting. On Sanctuary, Ronan tries to place the blame on Gamora while the other counters all of his points and tells him to lower his tone. But Ronan just kind of kills him.
Yeah.
He just dies.
He just, uncertain of how he really does it, he just kind of pushes his thing out and there's a gust of power and then it snaps his neck.
He shoots a little...
Who cares? The guy's
force
dead.
blast out of
It's
his
cool.
hands.
It's cool. I dig it. Forgot that happened. I actually, during Infinity War and Endgame, because it had been 5 years since this movie came out, I was like, what happened to that other guy that was around in the... Oh, and then I was watching this one. I was
You
like,
mean the other?
the other guy, yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, he got his neck snapped.
So Thanos turns around, and it's none other than Josh Brolin.
It's
That's
none
right.
other than T. Hanos. I've been waiting to use this GIF since we started. Let's go.
Hanos.
This one has gone around Tumblr for years. It is a fucking certified classic.
It is
I love
no
T.
What
other.
Hanos.
was he cooking?
What was he cooking? No other than Gurney Halleck from Dune, or
The only
Cable.
matter,
Cable from
Yeah,
Deadpool
Cable?
2, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes Cable.
the only matter I do not take seriously, boy, is you.
Damn.
He says that Ronan has alienated his favorite daughter, Gamora. While we get a little shot of Nebula.
Yeah.
Return to me again empty-handed, and I will bathe the starways in your blood.
All right, dude. You can calm down a little bit.
The plan to break out is simple. Rocket lays it out. He's gonna need one guard security band, and Gamora will take care of that. He needs the prosthetic leg of a prisoner, and lastly, the core Nix battery. It's a must-have to get into the tower, but you have to get it last. They don't get it last, though, because Groot is in the background, and he grabs it.
I think this is a really good bit. I think it subverts the kind of heist trope of. There's a couple different ways that heists tend to go in movies. There's either the like, all right, let's have a big planning scene and then we're going to do it. Or sometimes the planning scene will be intercut with the actual heist.
Yeah.
The thing
But-
we just did in Dark World.
Yeah, in Dark World.
Yep.
But I really like this one of just like, here's the plan. Now let's go through oh no, we're just starting. Okay, cool. All right, let's go. Like, I think that's a lot of fun.
I also just
So-
like that the way they portray Groot is less stupid and more sincere in every little
Yeah.
thing he does. Like
Mhm.
he's not dumb.
No.
He just is a little too eager.
Yeah.
Like we have Drax to fill the quote unquote dumb role.
Yeah.
If we're talking that. And it's more socially inept than dumb.
Yeah.
So everything's slammed into emergency mode. They tell Groot to drop the battery, but he just gets real big and yells. Rocket, he jumps on the Groot's shoulder, but he can't really help with a weapon. So Dave, he bodies a bunch of guards, and he gets a gun for Rocket. Meanwhile, Quill is bargaining with the prisoner for his leg,
Love that
and
scene.
Gamora also bodies a bunch of guards before grabbing one of his arms. I'll need this. Good luck. It's internally wired. I'll figure something out. All parties start to converge at the watchtower using Groot as a ladder. You who has lain with an Ascavarian. It was one time, man. The guard in the tower turns around as the team is all there. And this is where like MCU haters would expect they're right behind me, aren't they? Line.
Yeah, but they're weird.
We find out that Rocket didn't need the leg. He just thought it'd be funny. I had to transfer him 30,000 units. But we got tricked. We learn that Drax's people are completely literal. He doesn't really get metaphors. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I would catch it.
You see, I feel like this is the perfect perfect example of like why Drax feels different after this movie. Every like 90% of the quotes that I think of when I think of Drax are from this movie and not from any of the others. The only other one that like pops into my head is when he's standing completely still in Infinity War. Like I feel like his lines in this movie are so much more iconic than any of the other ones.
Yeah.
I like Why is Gamora?
That's a good
Wise
one. You're right.
Gamora
That's
is
a good
classic. But I feel like that's like the main one you think of beyond the Guardians one.
one. Mm-hmm.
Fuck, where was I at?
He just said.
He just said something. Doesn't matter
nothing
what,
goes over my head.
doesn't matter
my
what you say
reflexes
to
are
me.
too fast.
I gotta find it in my notes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
More guards come out with a bunch of bigger guns, and they start blasting the tower. But before they can all fire at the same time, Rocket turns off the gravity. He disconnects the watchtower and then uses the drones to drive them through the prison. They get their stuff, but Quill notices that something is missing, and it ain't the orb. So he gives Gamora the bag and tells her to wait for him. And while they're waiting, Rocket suggests they leave, but they come to realize, guess what? He still has the orb. Clever girl. I mean, that's pretty smart on his part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Owen Grady gets his Walkman back, and he flies out to the Milano.
God damn it.
So here's a question for you, Shawn.
Okay.
Do you remember what Star-Lord T'Challa's ship was called?
I don't remember from
What
What
If
If. Yeah.
fan,
Man.
fake What If fan could
I know, right?
I
Fake
thought you
What
were
If
the What
fan?
If fan.
I like that show. I don't
It was
remember.
called The Mandela.
Was it really?
Yeah,
That's insane.
because
Yeah, no, I get
Because-
why.
Yeah.
I get why,
Yeah.
Tyler. It's
Wait,
really
why do
on
you
the
think it
nose.
is?
What? Oh, is it because of the Nelson Mandela effect?
No,
It's not. I thought it was because of the Nelson
Because-
Mandela effect.
I thought it was just because of the
He
man
res-
Nelson
he res-
Mandela.
He respected Nelson Mandela.
Oh, I
Whereas
thought
the Milano is
Dude.
named after Alyssa Milano, the actress who Pete
Is
had a
it
crush on.
really?
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh my fucking god, that's amazing.
I gave them
Or who's
more
the
credit.
boss?
I gave them more credit than you did. I was like, it's a fun joke about the fact that this is like a what if scenario, like an alternate timeline type thing. And you're like, no, it's just like
He's
the
more
guy
mature
they
than
thought
Peter
about.
is.
Yeah, it almost feels stereotypical a little bit, but it's okay.
So Drax compliments Quill until he finds out that he was just getting this cassette player. You're an imbecile.
See,
More-
this is what I'm talking about. In a later
Pot to
movie,
kettle.
in a later movie, it would have been like you went back just for
Son,
the
are
Walkman.
you gonna say this every time I quote
I am.
Drax?
I am.
need to cut
I
out
am.
my Drax
I
quotes.
am, dude. In a later movie, if he was like, fucking, oh, you went back just for this Walkman? And Peter was like, yeah. Drax would be like, you are a very smart man. And he'd like continue the joke. But in this one, he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's the last time I'll do it. Unless he says something, that'll probably be the last time I do it.
Gamora won't tell him where they're going exactly because they don't really trust each other. Quill wants to know what the orb is and assumes it's a weapon, but no one really knows what it is. They agree that they're in it until they get the money, but says that they'll never be partners. Also, his ship is filthy. And this is when Gamora walks up the stairs, and I'm looking respectfully.
Okay.
And,
I-
and
Back
then
at the-
motherfucker drops a line. I'm pretty sure it's right here where he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, she doesn't know. We had blacklight, Jackson Pollock painting, and I'm like, my brother in Christ, don't talk about jacking up. I swear to God.
What about jacking
He's,
out?
he's had a lot of ladies, you know.
But why is it? Why?
Maybe
but-
it's just a couple misfires, you know? Or
Maybe
maybe not.
because he
Maybe
turned
they're
the
not
gravity off
misfires
for fun, and
you know?
then turning the gravity off when you do it kind of makes it get everywhere, like literally fucking everywhere, and nobody needs to know how bad it got.
God. I've always kind of wondered when he's like, it looked like a Jackson Pollock painting in here. I'm like, how? You know, what are you doing?
Oh, you know what he's doing.
When you're alone and you've got a whole spaceship, what is he not doing? Is the real question.
So we get a little scene of
What we're
Ronan to
saying,
kill.
what we're saying is that Marvel should produce.
I never in my fucking life did I say anything
No.
similar to
There's
that, Shawn.
There's a. What we're saying is that Marvel should produce porn of this scenario, like how Amazon produced actual porn for the boys.
Oh
my
no!
fucking God, did they?
I thought you were.
Yes,
I thought you were
they
gonna.
did.
I thought you were gonna
Holy
lead into Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, I was talking about the other superhero show.
I am Groin.
I still don't know what that's about. You guys reference that all the
I'm
time.
sorry.
I have no idea what it is, but I do know that Amazon paid to make porn for a fucking joke in The Boys, and the porn actually exists. So I'm just saying Marvel should do the same thing.
Marvel's owned by Disney, so they're cowards and
Yeah, they
but-
won't do it.
Yeah,
And to be fair, Amazon didn't release it. They just made it.
Sean's waiting for the leak.
No, but I'm pretty sure the creator of the show was like, please let me release this.
I could say something really bad here, and I won't, for your
Okay.
sake, Shawn.
Okay. Oh no.
So Ronan's at the kiln. He's
Oh,
questioning
no.
everyone. He's like, "Yo, where'd they go?" And they're like, "We don't fucking know." So on Xandar with the broker Yondu, he's asking if the broker has any more of these cute little trinkets because he likes to put them on his control console. But before that, he wants to know what the orb is and why everyone cares so much about it. The broker doesn't want to tell Yondu who the buyer is, but Yondu threatens him with the arrow. This cool little arrow.
Dude, it's so cool.
It's so good.
In the comics, it's he just has a bow and arrow.
That's a lot less cool.
Yeah, this is way cooler, especially because of the implant embedded in his fucking head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we see Tenelier Tavon. He's back.
Yo.
Post credits of Dark World. Benicio del Toro.
Dude, he's so good in this movie.
And to further cement that he was in Dark World, we do see a dark elf in the pen right behind his assistant, Karina.
I blacked that out of my mind.
So she threatens Karina. Not she. He threatens Karina. Bleh.
Yeah.
Bleh. Oh, it's like your blood. It's Halloween, baby.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so the collector threatens Karina to do better. Fuck me, dude.
You want to try again?
He tells her to do a better job, or he's gonna fucking kill her.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the scene.
It sure
Okay.
is. That dark elf sitting in the back, just like, I'm so fucking sleepy, dude. I'm so fucking tired.
He was napping.
He was napping.
So Star-Lord and the gang, they pull up to nowhere, sort of a pirate paradise mining colony residing within the severed head of a celestial.
Yeah, we'll get back to that later.
The Tavon group has been mining everything they can out of the skull because it's all rare resources, fetch a good price in the black market. Some kids walk up, Groot gives one of them a flower.
Love
He's
Groot.
a nice person.
He was so great.
They have to wait for
Why
the
are you
collector's
saying was?
representative.
Because he dies at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Bro. If
What,
he's dead, how
spoiler?
come he's dancing?
No, he's dead. That's his son.
Yeah, no, that's a different group.
When will Groot stop dancing? Not until Groot is gone.
Poor Groot. So, to pass the time, Drax, Groot, and Rocket, they start drinking, and they start gambling.
Let's go.
Gamora is standing on the balcony when Quill comes up and complains about gas prices. Hashtag relatable. Hashtag based.
Hashtag what
Gamora-
was he cooking?
Gamora talks about Thanos' invasion of her homeworld. He killed her parents in front of her, turned her into
Okay,
a weapon.
you know what? To be fair, he told her to look away. You know, we find that out later. I'm just saying.
You know what? To be fair, she
still
was
did it.
like 6.
I'm just saying, you know.
Just because she looked away doesn't mean it wasn't in front of her.
I'm
you
just saying Thanos did nothing wrong. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
know?
saying.
Okay, he did a lot of
Yeah,
things
and
wrong.
if her parents were screaming Gamora run or Gamora we love you, and then she heard the sound of their heads coming off their bodies, then what?
You know what? Get over it. Everybody, what does what does Rocket say in this movie?
Oh, we'll
Everybody
get to it.
loses
All right,
family or
That's
whatever.
the last straw. You say one more thing like that, I'm going to say the thing that I didn't say earlier.
Oh no, I'm still gonna ask you what it was later on because I want to know. I'm curious.
Even if
but
I
yeah.
don't say it on content, I will absolutely say it
Okay,
here.
cool,
In fact,
cool,
let me
cool,
let me
cool.
type it out ahead of time.
Cool. Okay.
So he turned her into a weapon, but she couldn't stand by when Thanos said he'd destroy Xandar for Ronan. She asked Peter why he'd risk his life for the Walkman, and he tells her that it was from his mom.
Oh,
She loved sharing music with him, and all of her favorite tunes. He can't quite talk about her death yet, though. He kind of doesn't finish that sentence.
mm-hmm.
My brother in Christ, it's been what, 26 years?
Yeah, get over.
She asks what you do with it. He tells her you can listen to it or you can dance. He's like, I'm a warrior and an assassin. I do not dance.
I don't dance.
Okay.
Eat it out of the pot.
Well, Mr. Dwyer tells the legend of Footloose, a tale what a great hero named Kevin Bacon teaches a city full of people with sticks up their butts that dancing is the greatest thing there is.
This
Who put the
is
sticks up their butts? That is cruel.
this whole Legend of Footloose thing is the greatest setup in the history of the MCU, and I cannot wait for the holiday special.
He
God.
He put the headphones on her and she yells that the melody's pleasant. They kind of have like a moment, like where they're about to make out.
Yeah.
You know, but she comes to her senses and says that she won't succumb to his pelvic sorcery.
The fact that she's
hear
screaming it too.
Yeah,
she
because
still
the
has the
fucking-
headphones
yeah.
on.
they hear a commotion as they see Drax tackle Groot. Drax is yelling about how Rocket has no respect, which Rocket agrees. But Rocket says that Drax just wants to laugh at him like everyone else. Well, I didn't ask to get made. I didn't ask to be torn apart and put together over and over and turned into some kind of little monster. He's been keeping track of what everyone calls them, like vermin and rodent. Quill eventually talks him down, and Drax leaves. And Karina summons him to meet Tavon.
Guardians 3 is going to be so sad.
It's gonna be so fucking depressing.
Yeah, they're gonna go into all of Rocket's past and stuff.
Also, a good parallel that I just noticed. Peter is the only one who's not attacking the animal, verbally or physically. It's like with the frog at the beginning.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So in the video game also goes into Groot's, not Groot, what's his name? Rocket goes into his backstory a bit too, and it's also very sad there. The fucking rat, what's his name? In the collector's room, we see Cosmo the dog, we see the Dark Elf, we see a Chitauri.
God, I can't fucking wait for the holiday special.
Howard the Duck is in there. A lot more stuff that is now not important.
Whoa! What do you mean now not important?
No, not important. There's like a pod in there that's supposed to be like the Adam Warlock pod. They kind of changed that.
Yeah, they
for
changed that.
Guardians too.
But Cosmo's coming back.
Yeah. No, I named Cosmo.
I know, but you
That's
said,
for
oh, I
Cosmo.
thought you were saying all of it wasn't important. Like
No,
even the
no.
things
No,
you
Yeah,
like
a
named.
lot
most
more.
of it.
Okay.
Like
That's
we're
not
glossing over that
important.
stuff
Yeah,
because
yeah,
right
yeah.
now this is Guardians.
Okay.
So the collector notices Groot in general and asks if he can pay to have his carcass when he dies. Little does he know that time's coming real soon.
Shut up! Don't say that.
They show him the orb in a funny bit where fucking Owen fucking drops it a little bit first. Drunk Drax has someone send a message for him. Who's he sending it to? Maybe he's making a big mistake right now. Tavon tells them that about the 6 singularities that existed before creation itself. Then a universe happened, and these singularities were forged into concentrated ingots, the Infinity Stones. They can only be brandished by beings of extraordinary strength. We see a shot of Isan the Searcher using the Power Stone to destroy civilization, like wheat in a field.
I bet this isn't gonna come back up, right? Probably not.
What? Isan the Searcher?
No, the Infinity Stones.
No.
Yeah, I
This is a
mean,
one-off thing
yeah,
for this
yeah.
movie.
Why
Dude,
would?
what are you talking about? This is a one-off thing.
Yeah. I mean, why would they come back up? That'd be kind of crazy, you know.
So
Why are you getting weird about it, Sean? It's one
Look,
plot point
I'm
in
just
one
saying,
movie.
it'd
Come
be
on, man.
weird. It'd be kind of crazy, you know.
there's a little pee coming out of me right now. Says
What?
I forgot he said that, so I was like, Tyler, where is this going? Please tell me this is going somewhere funny, or I swear to God, I'm concerned.
no, not me. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Tank's empty.
All right, good to hear.
Okay, good. I'm proud of you.
So there used to be a group of people who were able to share the energy amongst themselves, but they were quickly destroyed by it. The collector gets ready to pay them for their transaction, but Karina tries to revolt. I'm not gonna be your slave anymore, and she immediately disintegrates from the Power Stone, destroying the whole building. I'm surprised the Aether's okay. Gamora contains it back in the orb, and Rocket can't believe that Quill had that in his purse. No, it's not a purse, it's a knapsack. Gamora decided that they have to take the stone to Nova Corps. Peter agrees that they should give it to someone who's not going to arrest them, given the fact that they broke out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
Right as Gamora is walking away in anger, she sees Ronan's men pull up, and Drax is celebrating. He drunkenly has the guy call Ronan. Also, the Ravagers are here. So while Drax confronts Ronan and gets his ass beat, the rest of the people steal mining crafts. You get it? Minecraft? Yeah.
Yo.
Good job, Tyler.
Yeah. I spent all night making that one. Nebula begins chasing after the orb. There's a huge space action scene. Pretty cool.
All the
Like
action,
space
yeah.
in action.
I like space in action. I think all the action space scenes in this movie are incredible.
I mean, action in space itself is just cool. It's kind of hard to fuck that up, especially with a Marvel kind of budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Ronan tells Drax, I don't recall killing your family. I doubt I remember killing you either. And then he beats him up, throws him in like a little pit. Like a little pit of goop.
See, at
Gamora's
least Ronan is like shown to be a competent villain, you know? Like we see him beat up Drax, so that's pretty cool.
So Gamora, she's getting pinned down. and she can't make it to Milano, so she drives her mining craft into space, where they aren't built to go. But Nebula's catching up. You are a disappointment, sister. Out of all our siblings, I hated you the least. And then Nebula blows up her pod, and she's thrown into space. And the Dark Aster collects the orb.
No.
And Gamora's body mod should keep her alive for a few more minutes, but Quill can't help himself and goes to save her. Before he does, he calls Yondu and tells them their coordinates. He puts on his mask and grabs Gamora, and then puts his mask on her, and he begins to freeze as they get sucked in by the Ravagers.
No. Wait, actually, no, wait, that's good. Wait, yes.
Yeah.
On the ship, Quill.
I did write down that Quill being in space is like when he takes the mask off is one of my favorite scenes. I think it looks really, really, really good with like the kind of like cold, I guess, crystallizing on him.
Yeah, like the way the ice forms.
Yeah, it's very, very, very good. And the music that plays, I think outside of like the Avengers score, I think the score in this movie is one of my favorites in the MCU. Done by, I need to look it up.
In the meantime, I'm going to ruin the scene for some people.
Okay, Tyler Bates. Sorry, yes.
All right. In the meantime, I'm going to ruin this moment for a bunch of people and just go, wow, breathing in space. Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow, breathing in space? Shit, I guess that's what the point of the mask was.
Yeah. Doesn't protect his hands.
Yeah, it sure doesn't. I don't know how the fuck the rest of him is still okay, but...
All right. I'll see you guys next week.
So, on the ship, Quill says that he doesn't know what came over him, but when he saw her out there, he couldn't let her die. As they are as close to missionary as they can get. They're really close.
They are.
He denies his humble moment by starting to humble brag about how incredibly heroic it was. I can't speak.
Are you okay?
No.
I feel that.
Quill tells her that Ronan has the orb, and that's when Kraglin and the rest of the Ravagers come in with their gun drawn, obviously. Groot saves Drax from drowning, and Rocket comes down to scold him for trying to take on an army, and Drax is like, yeah, that was pretty bad. And then this is where Rocket goes, boo-hoo-hoo, my wife and child are dead. I don't care if it's mean. Everybody's got dead people. That's no excuse to get everyone else dead along the way.
I love how much of an asshole Rocket is, dude.
He's an asshole, but he's got a fucking point.
No, he's right.
I like when he says, my wife and child are dead. And Groot like puts his hand over his mouth, like, oh my God.
Groot's just like, what the fuck?
So, Rocket wants to flee to the other side of the universe, but Groot wants to save them because they're the only friends they ever had. On the Dark Aster, Ronan tells Thanos, that he has the orb, but Ronan basically goes like, hey, I have an Infinity Stone. Why do I need you? And then uses the power of the Power Stone and places it onto his hammer. He's going to burn Xandar to the core. Nebula says that if Ronan can kill Thanos, she'll help him destroy 1,000 planets. Because she's also not very loyal. On the Ravager ship, Yondu's beating up Quill for betraying him. Yondu says that he saved him from being eaten by the Ravagers, and Quill rebuts with the fact that some people don't even think about eating someone else.
It's true.
Yeah.
Gamora tries to convince Yondu by telling him that billions will die if Ronan makes it to Xandar, but he keeps slapping Quill around. Quill tells him that with Gamora's help, they can take down Ronan and secure a big score. You always did have a scrote, boy. I don't know why he says scrote.
Because he's weird.
Right as things settle, someone is outside shooting the ship. Rocket showing up in the Milano with Drax, on top holding a Hadron Enforcer. He's going to give them to the count of 5 to let Quill and Gamora go. But, Star-Lord comes out and is like, yo, it's fine. Hey. Hey.
He's like, Rocket, you dumb fuck, stop that. You're going to kill us if you blow up the fucking ship. And he's like, what? I didn't have another fucking plan. Genius.
They argue about the minutia of Rocket's plan to save them by blowing them up. But they need to get the Ravagers to help them stop Ronan. Quill has a plan, or at least 12% of one. bunch of really funny stuff here from Drax and Rocket. Rocket doing the most real, authentic, hysterical laugh of his entire life.
Yeah, for real.
Quill gives this rousing speech. I look around, you know what I see? Losers. And usually, life takes more than it gives, but not today. Today, it's giving us something. It's giving us a chance. To do what? To give a shit. Gamora's the first person to get on board with the suicide mission. I've lived most of my life surrounded by my enemies. I will be grateful to die among my friends. Drax is next. I will fight beside you. And in the end, see my wife and daughter again. I am Groot. That's all he's got. I'm sure he said something really good.
You preach, big guy.
Needs to be like a Groot cut.
Always makes me emotional.
Rocket gives in because he says he doesn't have a long lifespan anyway. And now I'm standing. Y'all happy?
Yes, I am.
And then
Hell
everyone gears up the cherry bomb.
Dude, that's something that we haven't really talked a whole ton about so far. The soundtrack in this movie, I think, is one of the best movie soundtracks of all time.
It's a really good use of the period music.
Which I think is it's also just James Gunn is really good at using music in his movies anyways. Him and Edgar Wright are two directors that I really appreciate in a large part because of their use of music in movies. Like, it is a visual and auditory medium. Let's use it, it's done very well every time, I think.
Rocket is going to lead the team to blow a hole in the Dark Aster. The Yondu and Quill's ship will enter it. They'll have to get through all the Sakarian soldiers, because there's Sakarian soldiers, I guess.
Yeah, that's a thing. We'll get back to that later.
But Drax sees them as paper people. They can't let Ronan reach the surface. Gamora will disable the shield while Quill uses the Hadron Enforcer to kill Ronan, while also contacting Nova Corps. Yondu reminds Star-Lord that he gets the stone in the end of all this, or they'll kill them all. And they're all wearing like matching Ravager gear. It's like nice red.
Yo, they suited up!
Also happens to have the OG Guardians logo on it from the comics.
That's awesome.
We also get a shot of Yondu's console, which does in fact have a lot of little figures on it. Corpsman Day tells Nova Prime that he received a message from the Ravagers warning of Ronan's possession of the Power Stone. Nova Prime asks why they should believe him, but Corpsman Day generally believes that they're there to help. He says that he's an a-hole, but he's not, and I'm quoting him here, 100% a dick. Well, do you believe him? I don't know. I believe anyone's 100% a dick, man.
If they ever do that Nova thing that everybody wants them to do, I really hope John C. Reilly's in it.
Bring in
That
Nova?
would be so
Bringing
good.
Nova, yeah, and
Mr. Richard Ryder?
Yeah, or the Sam one, Sam Alexander.
A.K.A. Dick Ryder.
That's why you went with Richard, I see.
Let's go!
That's just his name. But...
well, I mean, isn't it mostly Sam now? I think Sam is Nova.
Who knows what Nova they're gonna bring in, dude? I don't know.
I just don't know that.
I barely know about Nova.
I just don't know that they use Richard Ryder a ton anymore in the comics. Even
he was in the game, so that's the only one I know. He's the one they always bring up. So everyone starts pulling up on Ronan in the Dark Aster. Some fancy maneuvers. They do like a big goop blast in front of it so they can dive down. And Nova Prime starts to evacuate Xandar. Yondu's ship gets taken out before he can even fly into it. He's really no help here. But Riders are getting swarmed, trying to penetrate the Dark Aster. Nova Corps shows up to help. Star-Lord flies into the ship and takes down soldiers, and while Drax cheers. He cheers the entire time.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. This is one of my...
When Gamora goes, like, we're just like Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite third acts in the entire MCU. I just love the criminals and the military teaming up and defending the city, and I think it's pretty cool. I like it.
And I do like that they maintain that air of, like, I'm not doing this because I want to. I'm doing this because they're literally going to destroy the fucking planet if we don't.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of hostility and tension with the tedious, or the precarious alliance
is
always really good.
And then what the Nova Corps does in a few minutes always makes me really sad.
Yeah.
So Nebula is shouting orders while Ronan remains unperturbed. All the Nova ships interlock and make a nice little blanket to try and stop the Darkcaster from touching the ground. Drax is having a hard time seeing aboard the ship, so Groot makes some beautiful, like, luminescent kind of spore things. And Drax tells them that he's grateful to have them accept him after the mistakes he's made and that he likes having friends again. While also thanking every one of them one by one. He calls Gamora the green whore or something.
Yeah.
And this is when Nebula comes down. She like spawns in or something.
Yeah.
She jumps down real weird.
She spawned in. It's okay, dude. It happens sometimes.
And this is when she gets blasted with a weapon, and Drax is like, "Don't talk bad about my friends." On the surface, Yondu's being held at gunpoint by the Sakaran soldiers. But he pulls out his arrow and he starts whistling a tune. He really put some work into that thing. Nebula and Gamora have a fight while Gamora tries to disable the shield, and Ronan enacts the Immolation Initiative, which is basically, all of his men just start dive-bombing the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Nova Corps don't break formation, but Rocket saves Corpin Day's wife and kid and tells Saul that he and the Ravagers will take care of the people below. Quill, Drax, and Groot run into Korath, who finally calls Quill Star-Lord, and they get into a battle to stop them from getting to Ronan. Rocket and the Ravagers attempt to stop the fleet with a game of Galaga, basically. Everyone's fighting, and eventually Drax kills Korath, and Groot kills a lot of guards.
Yeah, like all of them.
A lot of guards.
Good for Groot. Let him kill. I think he's earned the right.
Let Groot kill.
Ronan has had enough. Your wretched peace treaty will not save you now. It is a tinder on which you burn. And he blasts a hole through Nova Corps barrier with the Power Stone. A lot of Corpsmen die in this scene, including Saul.
Yeah,
He's
it's really sad, I think.
Gamora eventually defeats Nebula, but tries to get her to get on the good side. Nebula refuses, chops off her own hand, steals the ship, flies away. Probably never see her again.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, why would you bring her back,
Gamora breaks the shield, opens the door, and they blast Ronan with a Hadron Enforcer. Movie over. We did it. Just kidding. Doesn't work.
Wait, I turned the movie off then. What do you mean?
Drax runs up.
They won. Wait.
Drax runs up to Ronan, and he gets like fucking held in the air by his throat. And while Ronan's monologuing, Rocket runs him over with the ship. The Darkcaster is crashing, and to save his friends, Groot protects them all in a cocoon of himself, knowing that he won't make it out of this. We are Groot.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss him. In the midst of the crash, you can hear Quill Stereo playing music. As they recover from the crash, Ronan comes out and he shoots Rocket away. And behold, your Guardians of the Galaxy. Rocket starts building a makeshift gun, and Star-Lord starts singing to the music. Ronan's confused. What are you doing? Dance off, bro. Me and you. He tries to pass it to Gamora. She's like, nah, no.
He's like, subtle, take it back. Let's go.
Yeah.
She doesn't dance.
Don't dance.
What are you doing? I'm distracting you, you big turd blossom. And that's when Ronan turns around and they blast the stone off his hammer. And then that's when Quill grabs it. The stone with his bare fucking hand. He starts to surge with power. Gamora says to take her hand, and this is when he remembers his mom and how he didn't back then.
The
So he grabs her
scenery in
hand.
that like vision he has with the background
so
and
good.
everything, it's gorgeous.
It's so
Yeah,
good.
it's really good. So Gamora grabs his hand. They split the power. Drax comes in, grabs Quill. They split the power even more. Not enough. But this is when a little tiny, adorable, cute hand comes in and grabs him. And they harness the power of the Power Stone, baby. You're mortal. How?
You said
You
it
said it
yourself, bitch.
For the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Galaxy.
And they fucking
so
kill
good.
Ronan.
Dude, it's so ridiculously incredible that this movie ends with a dance off and then quite literally the power of friendship beating the enemy.
I love it when Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I love it. But bro, honestly, It's I fucking love this scene. I fucking love like the whole idea of a bunch of people coming together, making them strong enough to do whatever they need to. And then I'm still mad about Endgame. Completely unrelated to what's going on here, but I'm still mad that Endgame didn't take any cues from this.
Okay.
Haha. Ha.
We'll get to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we will. And then I will have too much to say.
That's a long movie too.
You'll have to shut me up because I'm still bitter.
Can't wait for the 2-part Endgame cover.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be, Infinity War and Endgame are probably gonna both be 2 parts. It depends. It depends.
We'll do what Marvel did, but twice as long. Let's go.
Yandu comes up, gives him, makes him go over the stone. They're like, "Hey, man, come on, man, don't do this." And he's like, "Nope."
He's like, "Bro, you, but this shit could kill people, bro." And he's like, "Nope, don't care. Give it.
Don't care.
Right
Gonna
now.
do it anyways.
Right now."
Quill hands it over and tells him not to open it because it's just dangerous. As they're leaving, Kraglin said that Quill turned out okay and that it's probably good that they didn't deliver him to his real dad like they were hired to do.
Wait.
Dun 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 dun!
Wait, what? Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what?
Quill reveals that
All right, calm down. Calm down, Scooby.
he obviously switched the orb out. In fact, you can see him do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
He puts it behind his back.
As Yandu walks
one
up,
point.
he puts it behind his back. He knows that Yandu would kill him, but he's like the only family he ever had. Gamora tells him that he has a new family now. While Rocket cries while holding a big twig from Groot. Drax pecks him.
I'm gonna cry.
At the Nova Corps HQ, Corpsman Days says that they noticed an anomaly in Quill's nervous system.
Wait,
They
what?
checked it out. Peter Quill is only half Terran. His
Wait.
mother was from Earth, but his dad was something very ancient they've never seen before.
Wait, what?
This probably explains why Quill could hold the stone for as long as he did.
Yep.
Wait a second.
Gamora's the love of my life, but especially in this outfit. It's really good. She tells Drax that his family will be at peace knowing they've been avenged. Drax agrees, but says he's going after Thanos. Ronan was just a puppet. The Nova Corps have made the Guardians a new Milano, and all their criminal records have been expunged. Rocket has a few questions, though, about breaking the law in the future. What if I see something that I want to take, that I want to take, and it belongs to someone else? You'll be arrested. What if I want it more than the person who has it? It's still illegal.
No, but you don't get it. I really want it more than they do.
What if someone does something irksome and I decide to remove his spine? That's actually murder.
Actually murder. That's
One of
the
the worst
worst.
crimes of all. So also illegal. Peter finally opens the gift from his mom from 26 years ago.
Wait, hang on. The best part of that line is when Gamora's like, "Come on," and he's like, "I'm asking this good gentleman a question." Like,
So it's a heartwarming letter. She calls him her little Star-Lord.
Aww.
And it includes Awesome Mix Volume 2. And Gamora walks up and she starts moving a bit to the music. Maybe she does dance.
Yo, she dances? Wait, she does dance?
Way better dance than Peggy and Steve.
Whoa, okay. There was
That's
no need
right.
for that. There was no
That's
need for
right.
But he's kind of spitting.
that. Okay, but we don't need to
As
be
we'll get-
mean.
As we'll get to in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
What?
He's out of line, but he's right.
Oh, okay. I was like,
A
wait.
quote from
Yeah.
Sam Wilson.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. You brought it around.
Nova Prime. Oh, sorry. Yandu opens the orb and it's a little troll doll. And he smiles. Probably because he's proud of Quill for betraying him, but mostly because it's another little doodad for his console.
I
Nova
like
Prime.
I like the implication that every little thing on his console is probably Quill fucking him over.
Maybe.
Like all of them are probably just things that Quill picked up and he's like, "Yeah, psych, bitch, I'm out."
That fucking Quill, dude.
That fucking Quill.
You really can tame those raptors. Nova Prime puts the real orb away, and Day goes home to his family. As the team sets off, the Groot twig yawns and wakes up. It's a whole nother Groot. It's a different
Yeah,
Groot.
it took me a long time to find that out. Like, I found that out recently.
Yeah, apparently I'm
think I've
finding
known
this
for a
out
long
right
time.
the fuck now live on the podcast. What do you
You
mean?
didn't know they were different groups?
They're different
No!
Groots. That's his son. That's Groot Jr. Groot Sr. dies in this movie.
Yeah. The Groot you've watched for the other 2 hours of this movie is fucking dead.
Yeah. I didn't find that out. Somebody was like, because somebody asked James Gunn, they were like, oh yeah, as if you'll be allowed to kill people off in Guardians 3 or whatever. And he's like, I killed Groot in the first movie. And they're like, well, no, you didn't. He's still around. And James Gunn was like, that's his son. He's like, that's not the same Groot.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
a
was
different Groot.
I was like, what? And then I went to Tyler about it. And Tyler was like, yeah, I knew that. And I was like, apparently I was the only one that didn't.
No, because I didn't
Yeah.
till now, so... Well,
sorry,
shit.
sorry to hurt you like that, Shibuya.
Same
but
Groot DNA, different Groot personality.
Yeah.
It's just a different person.
Groot dies.
Dr. Groot, let's go.
Dr. Groot?
Yeah?
They decide to do a bit of a good and a good and a bit
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a bit of
And a
bad.
bu- bu-
Yeah.
You could do it. I believe in you.
So, this is where we get the Guardians of the Galaxy will return.
This is my favorite font for the will return bit that they do. I like that they
That's
actually
the
do
Guardians
it.
font.
Yeah, and they actually do it in like kind of like the logo for the movie. And
Yeah.
like most of the other ones, it's just kind of the same font that they use. So
Stock Adobe
yeah,
font or whatever
yeah.
the fuck.
So
I like this one.
Oh, here's what I was gonna say about Groot. And I said it during the coverage of the San Diego Comic Con stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like new Groot.
Whoa!
I miss OG Groot.
Whoa! You don't like new Groot?
I
Look,
don't like new Groot.
New Groot's brain ain't fully developed yet. He's still like 20. That shit
Yeah,
doesn't finish till you're 25.
Maybe
Let it cook
maybe
in the
he'll
oven
get
for a little
cool,
bit.
but right now he's not cool.
Well, he's gonna be an adult in the holiday special and in 3, right? He looked like an adult in the holiday special trailer.
I didn't watch the trailer.
You didn't watch it?
I don't
No.
know.
Well,
No.
then one of my jokes earlier in this episode went right over your head. I made a
I
joke
didn't
about the
notice you made
trailer.
it.
Anyways, well,
So
you'll
the
see later
pre-credit
on.
scene, shit ass baby Groot is dancing to Jackson 5's "I Want You Back"
Okay, is this gonna be a
like
thing?
like a schmuck. Like a
Is this gonna be a
fucking
thing going forward?
Dumb Dugan.
Are you just gonna be mean about Groot going
While
forward?
Drax is cleaning his blades, but Groot, baby little shit Groot, fucking stops whenever Drax looks over.
Okay, you're being really mean right now. So what is this? What does your hatred of New Groot mean for our eventual coverage of the I Am Groot shorts? Because those are canon.
Sure they are.
What do you mean? Sure they are.
Sure they are.
They're in the timeline on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Daredevil isn't in there.
Post credits. Tavon is sitting in the wreckage of his collection while Cosmo licks his face, and Howard the Duck, voiced by Seth Green, was like, "Why you let it lick you like that?"
Howard the Duck has got to become a big part of the MCU at some point, right?
No.
I think he does.
No.
I think
You're huffing fat
it's just-
cocaine,
guys.
dude.
He'll be
I'm
back.
sorry. He's
He'll
not.
be back. He'll be
He's-
back.
Howard
He's
the
just-
Duck will not return.
Howard the
He's
Duck
just-
will return.
He's just an Easter egg because Howard the Duck is literally the first ever Marvel movie.
And he will be back for the last ever Marvel
There are
movie.
duck
I mean,
titties
yeah,
in
if
that
Marvel
movie.
ever dies, I think Howard the Duck is a good way to go out with a fucking...
Howard the Duck
You know?
kills the Marvel universe.
Howard the Duck kills the MCU would be the funniest shit they could possibly do. Honestly, I want Disney Plus to make that a series now.
See, Howard the Duck will return.
No, he won't. I want them to do it. That doesn't mean they're going to do it, Sean. If
Howard
they would
the
cave to my
Duck.
whims so easily, Tony Stark would not be dead.
Well, we only see
Howard
him
the
again in
Duck will
Infinity
return.
War and Endgame and What If.
Howard the Duck will return.
Sean, say it again. I dare you.
I'm good, thank you.
right. I like that we have the nuclear option now that I can resort to.
I still don't know what it is.
Yeah, I haven't typed it yet.
So that's the movie. It's over.
What?
Damn.
We'll never see the Guardians again.
Guardians
Except
will not
for in
return.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
That's right. So, what are you guys' thoughts?
What do you?
Yeah.
What bit? What's the next part of the show, Tyler? Because it's never the same. Tyler, before you throw it to us, what would you like from us, Tyler? You're our director. We're the actors. What do you? Well, we're your puppets on your little string. What do you want from us?
I want you to do better, Shawn.
You're asking for something that's not going to happen.
Oh, fuck.
So, let's talk about the connections. That's right. I think last week I did the Thesaurus first, but this
You
week
did.
we're
You
doing the
absolutely
connections.
did.
So, on the mini board, right? Bringing up the mini board, it's squeaking itself in.
Okay.
Not a lot of connections. Not a lot.
Are there not?
Obviously,
Yeah,
we
not a
have
lot.
Thanos and the other from Avengers. We have the Chitauri from Avengers. We have the Dark Elf from Dark World. And of course, the Collector was also in Dark World.
I feel like that's a
So
lot.
here we are.
I mean, that's less than we're going to
That's-
end up
yeah.
seeing.
Yeah, oh
It's
yeah,
still,
that's-
like way
that's for
less
sure,
than
sure.
Avengers for a movie that's in
Yeah.
space.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
It's literally links to 2 other movies, and that is it.
Oh, okay. I guess it is
Yeah.
only 2 movies.
When you consider multiple of them are Dark World. you know?
Yeah. Dark World.
Yeah.
It's okay.
When, like-
it can't hurt us anymore.
The past couple movies have linked at least to like 3 or 4.
It's kind of crazy. I guess this movie will link more to stuff in the future.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
More stuff will link to it.
Yeah. Whatever. Same thing.
Is it?
It's different.
I'm gonna fucking
The connection's different.
hate it.
And then squeaking out of the mini board, let's go to the big board. Guess what? This one makes direct references to Avengers and Thor: The Dark World. So that's it. So what's next, Shawn? What are we doing next?
Why are you asking me? Let's do the swears next, Tyler.
All
Awesome.
right. So
See, was that so hard, Sean?
yeah, Shawn, don't be a
Yes,
bitch
it
about
was. Whoa.
It was not that hard.
Man, Tyler called me a bitch.
Yeah, I did.
Fair enough.
So let's talk about one of my favorite segments.
Language.
Whenever you go, let's talk about, I expect the next words to be sex, baby. Let's talk about.
I
you
also was
and
thinking
me."
about that song. It's fucked up.
So this movie
Should I get some popcorn for this one, Tyler? Should I recline
Damn.
in
I
my
don't know.
seat?
has 23 swear words.
New all-time record. Let's go.
7 hard swears. That's the most we've had before. And 16 soft swears, as much as Captain America: The First Avenger.
Damn.
Now let's let's fucking strap your fucking seatbelts in.
How long
Because
is this
Just in.
video file?
It's like a minute and a half.
Oh, okay,
Let's
that's not that bad.
go. So, this just in. Next time somebody asks you, hey, where do they swear the most? You can say in the 40s or in space. That is
That's
canonically
true.
the correct answer.
Canonically, you're right.
Yeah. So
Look at her face.
I had to move a bunch of stuff
Good
around.
still frame.
So at 2134, Nova Prime says,
Prick.
at 2205, Garthan Saul says,
What the hell?
at 2412, Peter Quill says,
Listen to me, you big blue bastard. Take those headphones off. That's mine.
at 3140, Peter Quill says,
What?
Shit.
at 4235, Peter Quill says,
That bastard didn't put it back.
at 4711, Yandu Udonta says,
But first, you're going to tell me what this orb is and why everybody cares so damn much about it.
Man, you really used his full legal name.
at 5047, Rocket Raccoon says,
That's the first thing you said that wasn't batshit crazy.
at 5318, Peter Quill says,
No! Oh, what the hell?
at 10626, Peter Quill says,
Damn it.
At 113.01, Yandu Odonta says.
You don't give a damn about your terror.
At 115.02, Yandu says.
What the hell?
At 116.51, Rocket says.
So what? It's better than 11%. What the hell does that have to do with anything?
At 117.50, Peter Quill says.
To give a shit. For once. Not run away.
At 119.29, Rocket says.
Oh, what the hell? I don't got that long a lifespan anyway.
Me too, Rocket.
And at 119.41, Rocket also says.
We're all standing up now. Bunch of jackasses standing in a circle.
At 122.39, Corpseman Day says.
He says that he's an a-hole, but he's not, and I'm quoting him here, 100% a dick.
Yeah.
And at 122.50, he also says.
Well, I don't know that I believe anyone's 100% a dick, man.
At 125.07, Yandu says. At 125.47, Peter Quill says.
They got my dick message!
Oh my god. Fucking when the nudes go through Twitter DMs.
Oh no.
They got my dick message.
At 135.06, Rocket says.
The city's been evacuated, but we're getting our asses kicked down here.
At 144.24, Peter Quill says.
You said it yourself, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm glad you kept the whole line.
At 145.25, Yandu says.
I may be as pretty as an angel, but I sure as hell ain't one.
We know.
And lastly, Yandu says at 146.20.
Yeah, that guy was a jackass.
And there you have it. Those are all the swear words. I can't wait for someone to count all the swear words in this podcast once we're finished, you know?
That's gonna be fucked up because of me. I'm gonna take that average up all the way.
It's okay.
I'm already thinking about how to change the swear version, the swear section for next season, for next phase.
For phase 3?
Yeah, for phase 3.
We're real fucking close already.
We are. It's horrifying.
We're like a month and a half away.
So, time for us to talk about where we rank the movie.
Woo!
Shibuya, why don't you go first?
Sure. I think Guardians is a solid movie. I think it holds up really well. I think its emotional core is really strong. Like, one of the strongest that we've watched up till now. It's a very different kind of movie to the usual, I think, just because it's so deeply rooted in these characters trying to get over their trauma and their pasts and, like, forge a new future with each other. And I like that kind of story. It resonates. It has a few issues, but overall, really good. It is currently 4th place on my ranking at an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. Shawn?
Actually, can I hear yours first?
Okay. I really like this movie. Like, a lot. It's a really good movie. I think as a team movie goes, they did really well establishing these 5 characters as much as they could within the 2 hours they had, and making me care for each and every one of them in that span. And it's really fun, really funny, good music choices. It's my new number 1.
Shit.
This is, I think, a perfect movie for me. This is a masterpiece. 5 out of 5 on in my rating. I think, like, perfect pacing, super funny. All the characters are really enjoyable in this. Great action sequences. Like I said, the music is a big deal for me in it. And yeah, this is also number 1 on my list. Now
Damn.
after this one, this is This is
John agrees.
Yeah, I know. I was actually surprised, especially after Shibuya said number 4. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the only one with it high."
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna repost my list so you guys can see.
Yeah.
I think part of it is just that like Chris Pratt brings down a little bit given everything recently with him. Just like I can't get that out of my head when I rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
On top of, I'm just too biased for some of these other movies, and I gave Winter Soldier a fucking 10. I think.
Yeah.
I love this movie, but I would more readily go back and rewatch Winter Soldier. I think just barely.
Yeah, I actually would have thought the same thing. I did not think Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be my number 1. But after watching this movie, I was like, okay, would I rather right now, having just watched Guardians, would I rather watch Winter Soldier again or watch Guardians again? And I was like, I'd rather just put Guardians back on.
That's entirely fair.
So I was like, that's got to be my number 1, I guess.
Okay. So that's kind of it for the podcast. But before we leave, Shawn didn't want to talk about the James Gunn stuff, so
yeah, I mean, I just
take us away, Shawn.
I just think it's really cool. I mean, I kind of brought it up earlier, so I guess we kind of accomplished it. I just wanted to acknowledge that like it happened. I think it's gonna be really funny that when he's trying to promote Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and he's like one of the 2 most important people at Marvel's chief competitor.
Yeah,
it's gonna be funny.
Well, I mean, right now is it really a competition? I don't know.
It's not, but
it's kind of a slaughterhouse.
But it could be. It could be with the right leadership. I think
it's like taking LeBron James to a elementary school basketball game. You know.
I think if James Gunn is given the freedom to operate, and he therefore gives his creatives the freedom to operate, I think he could be a very strong rival to Kevin Feige. Yeah, especially, I mean,
they need something over there.
They do.
Especially if he doesn't have to deal with the business end of it, and he can because that's why Peter Safran is there, to deal with the business side of it. So if he can just lead creative, and he as a director is I'm sure a very big fan of giving creatives the space to be creative, which I think is something that Marvel sometimes struggles with a little bit, although they try to do the best they can with it. But I think Gunn's DC is going to be a more creator-friendly place than Disney's Marvel, to be honest. But I guess we'll see.
I hope so.
We'll see how that ends up playing out.
As long as he keeps Zack Snyder away from the movies.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to Snyderverse fans out here, but those movies aren't
all
good.
Offense to them.
Yeah.
All offense. Every single offense for them.
Tyler and I sat through 4 hours of the Snyder Cut, and we'll never get that time back. It felt like 8.
I sat through 2.5, and I was like,
it was probably 8 with all the
good. Considering I watched the original Justice League, and I was like, this movie sucks.
Yep. I'm excited.
I mean, James Gunn made my 2 favorite DC things. I really liked Suicide Squad. I really love Peacemaker. I'm waiting for season 2 of Peacemaker.
Hopefully that doesn't get affected by this.
That sticks around because I want more of that.
Somebody did say to him on Twitter, they were like, "Oh, I guess you can't direct movies now," or whatever, and he was like, "No, I can definitely still do that." Which I think again is why they have 2 people doing it. They have Peter Safran running the business side, so that James Gunn can do his James Gunn thing. While also shaping the future of the DCEU, which I think is very exciting.
I just hope they don't lean too heavily into the comedy aspect, because I think stuff like The Batman has proven that it can work, has proven that it's just as viable, considering DC has much darker plot lines that it can capitalize on. Not to say that Marvel can't get dark, but the MCU as it is now is known more for the lighthearted shit, and that's going to be the majority of the content.
Yeah.
So I think if DC can strike a good balance between the lighthearted, fun satire and the gritty, serious, but still relatively grounded content, I think we'll be good.
Yeah. I don't think you'll necessarily see Gunn's tone slipping into the movies in his new role. I think what we'll mostly see out of it is less directors quitting, less directors. So. I think we'll see less trouble with them trying to figure out what exactly the fuck they're even doing in their movies. I think there's going to be a more cohesive plan, and I think that it could end up becoming, I mean, honestly, like in terms of storytelling, a more diverse universe than than Marvel. I really think James Gunn is going to champion for people to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see what will happen.
Considering my favorite DC properties that they've made for the DCEU are Shazam and the Batman.
Yeah.
I hope for more
I love
creative
Shazam.
liberties.
Yeah,
Shazam is so good.
I definitely think you'll see people like Shazam, David F. Sandberg, getting a lot more under a James Gunn. You know, those are and being able to do a lot of what they want with it. I mean, on top of that, I guess you guys, actually, Shibuya, I don't know if you've watched it. Tyler said he hasn't watched the trailer for the holiday special.
I have not yet.
Okay. Did either of you guys, I'm just trying to think of any news that's relevant to this week. Did you guys watch the Ant-Man trailer?
I haven't seen that either. I didn't know that dropped. I just thought there were some screens that had come out from like a D23 that people were talking about.
No, there is
Really good trailer.
it's a very good trailer.
I'll have to watch that afterwards then. Holy shit.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got then.
All right.
All right, so next time we're covering Avengers: Age of Ultron.
It's going to be
time.
good. It's going to be good, Copium. It's going to be good.
I haven't rewatched this movie since it was in theaters in 2015.
Bet you didn't see that coming, or whatever he says.
Yeah.
I think it's just that. I think it's literally just that line.
Yeah, it's that line over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah, it'd be interesting how that goes.
I feel like we might have split logs. I mean, split opinions.
Probably.
Maybe. So, Shawn, where can everyone find you at?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Shawn_AFK. Everything that I do, I tweet about on there.
Shibuya.
You guys can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Just look up Shibuya Gato, no space. The usual. I tweet about all the stuff I'm doing and taking care of, so yeah.
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Tyler Rims. I do a lot of stuff there. And as for this podcast, you can follow us on Twitter at OP_anime podcast, as well as find us on Anchor at anchor.fm/overpowered-pod. You can also find us on Spotify and Google Podcasts, or if we're not on anything you're listening to a podcast on, you can pop in the RSS feed and we'll pop up there. So that's it. And if you're listening to us now, congratulations, you found us. All right, that's it for us. We'll see you next time.
MCUnhinged will return.
Ooh, that's a
in
good one.
MCUnhinged Age of Ultron.
That's actually a good way to end the podcast. Did we finally find a good way to end the podcast?
Holy shit, did I
12
just
episodes
fucking
in?
joke out?
When I have you to myself, want you around. Stand right to the
I want you
ground.
back.
Yeah.
Wait a fucking second. Sorry. I just saw a picture of Andy Serkis in the new Star Wars show, and I went, he's in that? And sorry. I didn't know that. Okay. Anyways.
No, is he Alfred or is he
In the new Star
Claw?
Wars show?
Yeah.
I think he's both.
Damn,
He's
that's
just
awesome.
Fucking Andy.
The range
left-
on this man.
The left side
Not
of his
just the
face.
clown, the entire circus.
Yeah. The left side of his face is Alfred, and the right side is Claw.
Wild how they decided to make a Planet of the Apes crossover
Yeah.
for Star Wars featuring
Yeah.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah,
That's
so
just nutty.
the left side of the face is Alfred. The right side of the face is Claw. The torso, everything below the neck, right? Below the neck to the waist is the ape from Planet of the Apes, and the legs are Gollum.
That's horrifying. The thing you just described.
It is.
I hope this stays
That's
in the
a-
episode so somebody decides to draw that so
That's
you
a
have to
Dark
face the
Souls enemy.
consequences of your actions.
That
Shawn.
is a
That's
Dark
Dark
Souls
Souls.
enemy, isn't it?
No, it's worse. That's like the thing you turn into at the end of Dark Souls' bad ending.
What do you want, Tyler? What do you want? What do you want from me?
I
Content?
didn't say anything.
It's just it's quiet. I'm waiting. You know,
Be funnier. Just say some funny
be
things.
funnier. I'm not funny, Tyler. How can I make this abomination I've created even worse?
If
The
you have
game
to
ends.
ask that, I think it's already bad enough.
There's got to be what other CGI abomination says? Oh, he was Baloo, and he was Snoke. Okay, we can figure
God,
this out. We can figure this out. We can figure this
no,
out.
I don't think we need to. I think we're good.
What
I
part
think,
of Snoke
I
should
think
it be?
I think giving you the create a character reins was a bad idea, and I'm gonna just take the controller back now and stop you. Because Jesus Christ, I don't need to think about this.
We gotta fit Snoke in there somewhere.
No, we don't. We really don't.
That's the
Now
end of the
thinking
preview.
about
It's
it,
just
I need there to be like a sliding scale from Gibby to Andy Serkis.
what?
Why Gibby?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I kind of lump them together when I think about them.
Why?
don't know.
What?
I feel like Noah Monk could grow up to look kind of like Andy Serkis.
No, I don't think he
If
could.
he were,
I think he
could.
grows up to look like Andy Serkis if he decides to get on drugs for 20 years.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why it's a sliding scale.
You know what? Fair point. Honestly, I think you two doing a Monster Factory type series could be horrifying considering what Shawn has proposed.
That was the only one I've got in me. That was the
I
extent
feel
of
like
my
throw
funny.
this man in the Code Vein character creator and he makes the ugliest anime girl possible.
They're the
Can't you
best,
make
you know?
can you play a dude in Code Vein?
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, you can.
I make dudes in
plays a
video
guy.
games. I'm the kind of video game person that like makes not myself, but kind of like myself. I do like the red hair and everything, you know? I don't do the whole like playing as somebody else thing.
So you're saying you hate RPGs, is that it?
No, I like RPGs. I just make the characters kind of look like me. Very vaguely. They're all more attractive than I am, but they have the red hair at least.
Not me. I have to spend a lot of time making something I like. I can't make the
Wait.
funny meme characters because I'm not gonna look at them.
Are
I
you
don't wanna look at them
wait,
for that long.
wait. Are you saying that me creating a character that kind of looks like me isn't something that I would like or is a meme character? Wait.
Yes. Now that you've asked, now that I've thought about it, absolutely.
Well, shit. Where do we go from here? Because this is a little awkward.
Marriage
We're only like 5 minutes in.
marriage counseling? I don't know.
Marriage story.
Would you say that you would go
Marriage.
to therapy? Perhaps?
Man.
I've given you a
Fucking
perfect
therapy,
segue
dude.
to advertise therapy and you're not doing it.
But
I
wait,
don't know
I mean,
why.
well, therapy doesn't really exist right now.
Well, you can
Yeah.
advertise that you do it sometimes and then announce when
Sometimes.
you do it later on when you
We
get back
don't-
to it. Holy
We don't know
shit,
when
man.
that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in the future.
Yeah.
Therapy is gonna come
it's
back.
it's on the upswing. But
Yeah.
Right now it's
We're still signing
the off
contracts.
season.
We're still signing
The off
contracts.
year.
We're finding a director, working on the script. This is my bit that nobody else
things
likes.
first. First things first. Fix Tatsu's sleep schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Meet him on normal
necessary.
hours.
That
That's
man is
necessary.
recovering now. Like he's in the up. No, he was in the fucking valley of being sick as fuck. I've never heard that man sound more like he's dying in his life. And now that things are better, he should be better soon. But like his schedule's always been shit, so I don't know.
I hope. And, you know, hey, look, I believe in our friend Tatsu.
50-50. You know? You can really go either way. I'm a realist. You know?
I believe in Tatsu's ability to
Hope is for
disappoint
the
me.
weak.
I'm kidding. That was really mean.
I'm gonna clip that out and put it and send it right to him. And he'll agree.
He'll be
It'll
like,
funny.
yeah, and I'll be like, no, I don't actually think that. Stop being mean to yourself. Stop it. He'll be like, no, Shawn, you're right. And then he'll make me feel bad, and then I'll be like, oh. I've been going for like 6.5 minutes, Tyler. Have you gotten what you wanted yet? Have you gotten your funny haha moment that you're gonna clip out? What do you want from us, Tyler? We're not puppets. You can't just string us along.
No, we kind of are puppets. He wants
We are.
content.
We are.
I didn't tell you to go for this long.
I'm trying to give you. I'm waiting for you to start it, Tyler. You're in charge. You're the mastermind. You're
I'm
the
just sitting here
one
smacking on
pulling the
cheeses,
strings.
dude.
You give the
Holy
orders. Waiting for you
Holy
to start.
Oh my god.
You want me to start?
They really were the
you
Guardians
ready?
of the Galaxy, huh? So, I feel like in this scenario, Shawn is really giving Rocket vibes. Like,
Yeah.
incredibly hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Tyler is kind of a Chris Pratt type.
I don't know. I feel like
Hey.
Tyler could be multiple people in this scenario where he's just, like, vibing. He's just chilling. Honestly, Rocket Groot vibes are kind of what is going on here. Tyler's just chilling, and you're just like, no, god damn it, let me have my fucking moment.
So you ready to start them?
I fucking.
I've been ready.
I'll see you guys next week.